Kia ora koutou. Welcome to this episode of Idle Heroes. What we're going to do today is go over the new hero Ithaqua and just sort of give you my view on her. We'll start at the far end with the Necros summoning. Her basic attack is going to target the lowest HP enemy, dealing 180% of attack and inflicting the Ghost Possessed effect for 3 rounds. Ghost Possessed, when Ithaqua releases an active skill or basic attack, she will release the same attack on enemies inflicted with Ghost Possessed effect and restore self HP by 100% of the damage dealt. So this is good. On her basic attack, she has a heal, so a little bit of self-sustain. It has a high attack percentage, 180% of her attack, and she has a great base attack stat, 36,768 at 10 star. This is the second highest attack stat in the game, only behind Shah. So she has 40,000. She's the only one with more attack than Ithaqua at 10 star. Let's move on. So I'll just go through the skills and then sort of talk about them a little bit more. When Ithaqua releases her skills or normal attacks, she's going to deal poison damage by 50% of the damage dealt for 2 rounds. When she crits, she's going to deal a bleeding damage by 50% of the damage dealt for 2 rounds. When she kills an enemy, she's going to inflict the Ghost Possessed effect on 1 random enemy for 3 rounds and increase self 100% of armor break for 3 rounds. So again, it just explains the Ghost Possessed effect again. Now, the great thing about Poisonous Blade, guys, is that it is based on her damage dealt rather than... So it's going to be 50% additional damage into poison, and then if she crits, it's going to add a bleed buff or debuff as well as the poison. This is great for the sense that Purify is only going to basically cleanse one of those, so it's either going to get rid of the poison or the bleed, not both. Or it may even do the Ghost Possessed, which will be applied by Necros summoning. Because generally, so the part of this one, where if she kills an enemy, she's going to inflict Ghost Possessed on an enemy for 3 rounds, 1 random enemy for 3 rounds. This is geared more towards PvP, obviously, because in PvE, she's not likely going to be killing any enemies, at least in Flame Shrine. They're not going to be dying, and then in Broken Spaces, they're only like one in a fight. One hero might die in that fight, so she might get this effect off once, but that's about it. And then so she's not going to get that armor break buff for 3 rounds in PvE. That's also just going to really apply in PvP. Let's move on to her passives. She gets 35% attack, so that's why she has such a high attack stat, or base attack at 10 star. 35% crit, which is amazing, with 50% crit damage, 60 speed, and 30% control immunity. Now, so that's 60 speed. You can see she has a base speed at 10 star of 1232. The only person faster than her is Ada, who has 1238. So her 1232 puts her on equal speed with Faithblade and Amuvor. And what is amazing is she has a higher speed here than Carrie, 1218. So she has 14 more speed at 10 star. The crit, like all of these are things that you would expect from a assassin class, which is good. And then let's move on to her active skill. So guys, this is going to be where a big chunk of her damage is coming from, because it deals 440% of her attack as damage against the enemy with the lowest HP. And it deals an extra 10% of the target's maximum HP, but that damage is capped at 1500% of Ithaqa's attack. She's then going to inflict Ghost Possessed effect on the target for 3 rounds. And again, it has the same explanation there for Ghost Possessed. And now, guys, this is going to do a lot of damage. This is why she is great in PvE, because of that. That's a high 440% of attack is a really high percentage of damage, and 10% of the target's maximum HP. Again, that is going to add a lot of damage. Now, the main downside is that she is a single target DPS, and she's always going to target the enemy with the lowest HP. So the issues she has in PvP is that at the moment in the current meta, generally the lowest HP enemy is going to be a carry. And carry has a chance to go into the void and dodge it. So she has 40% chance to hide in the void and dodge an enemy's active skill or basic attack. So there is a high chance, if she's attacking with her basic or active, the lowest HP, if it's carry, there's a 40% chance she's going to do no damage that round, which is pretty crap. It's really unfortunate that just the timing of when she came out, that carry is the current meta. Like I mentioned before, with her dots, the poison and bleed, because they're based on her damage dealt, and she's going to deal a lot of damage, she's going to be an absolute monster in PvE for single target damage. If you don't believe me, go check out GDP has recently put out a video with using her on a Berea Broken Space, Flame Shrine boss, and she's putting out some massive damage, guys. Yes, a lot of people have said she's going to synergize really well with Delacium. I totally agree with them. One of the issues I have is, so it's going to be great. Because she's fast, she's going to put the bleed and the poison status effects on the enemies before Delacium attacks. So Delacium's going to get extra damage from that, which is great. Unfortunately, the Ghost Possession cannot be duplicated by Delacium, only the poison and bleeds, which it's going to spread massive damage. But really, it's for Ithaqua, she's only going to be doing that damage to single targets. And why So like that is great synergy with Delacium. What I find annoying though is because she's going to be going fast, she's going to be going early. She's going to be more or less one of the first people to deal damage, which, in my opinion, what you want to do is you kind of. So it's a weird like paradox with her being fast, because I would say you want her to. Yes, you want her to put the poison and bleed on to before Delacium attacks so that he gets extra damage. But really, you would kind of want her to be going slower and doing her heavy single target damage on an enemy who's already been damaged quite a lot, so she can just sort of finish them off, if that makes sense. So like, as if she's like a sniper. So like, say the rest of your team has gone, someone's nearly dead, and Ithaqa's your last person, she's going to do massive damage to that last target, likely, hopefully then get the kill off and be able to spread her ghost-possessed effect to another random enemy. What I think would have made her much better is if instead of her active and basic, and also like when she gets a kill, instead of it ghost possessed going on her basic and active are going to put it on the target that she damages. It would be better if they put it when she damages someone, if she then put the ghost effect on on a random hero. So if they had the random rather than the on kill being random, and if the on kill effect put the ghost possessed on the enemy with the highest HP, because then she's going to hit the person with the lowest HP with her basic attack, and the person with the highest HP is going to have the ghost possessed, so she's also going to hit them. Because in the description here, like it says, she'll release the same attack on the enemies inflicted with ghost possessed. So that's just sort of how I think they should have, because she is, at the moment, there's not really any room on teams for single target DPS heroes. I feel like if they had made the basic and active skill put ghost possessed on a random enemy hero, then she's going to be able to hit multiple targets, and with the poisonous blade, if it then goes on the highest HP enemy, she's also going to be able to hit multiple targets. I also, guys, I made a image with a few potential builds for Ithaqua. So I'll put that up here for you. Some notable things to take note of. I don't have a E5 Ithaqua to test these builds. Honorable mentions would be like speed attack is going to be a great stone. I think the Shadow Cape, which is... Let's go check it out in the relic shop. Actually, let's go in the bag, look at the artifacts, and Shadow Cape is like the equivalent for Shadow of the treads. So it's going to increase her speed, HP, and 15% crit. So it's a really great budget artifact, as well as, I'm going to say, Echo is going to be great for her, for free-to-play players, if you're building her, because it is going to give you crit and attack. I'm just blind and can't see it. There it is. So it's going to give you 15%, 18% attack. With Shadow Cape, guys, if you're using a speed stone, like I mentioned earlier, she has a really high base speed, and her speed is 1232 at 10 star, whereas Carrie's is 1218. So she has 14 speed more than Carrie. So Shadow Cape with plus 66 speed. Rui Scepter is being used on a bunch of carries at the moment because it is the highest speed giving artifact at 75. So 75, guys, it's only 9 more than the Shadow Cape. So with Shadow Cape, Ithaqua is going to be faster than speed built carries. Now, these are all just my opinions. I think she's I think she looks solid. Great for PvE. Just at the moment with her current single target DPS, like if she's always the problem with Ghost Possessed is that she is generally only going to be putting it on the lowest HP enemy. Well, like with her basic and her active, that is exactly what she's going to be doing. But it's basically always going to be the same enemy she's hitting rather than giving her the chance to hit multiple enemies. Which just is, it's not enough at the moment in the current PvP meta. And like I said, with Carrie being able to dodge and generally being the lowest HP hero on the enemy team, it's going to minimize Ithaqua's effectiveness in PvP. But yeah, overall, she looks pretty cool. I think her 5-star form actually looks cooler than her 10-star. I like the colors better on the 5-star, and I just don't like the mask here on the 10-star form. Now that's all I'm gonna do. Talk about Ithaqua. If you want to see her used at E5 in PvP, go check out Zale's video. And like I said, if you want to see her used in PvE, GDP has a video of her being used against a Berea Flame Shrine boss. Now, what we are now going to do is, here on my mini account, we're going to go ahead and do 100 scrolls and see how we do with those. At the moment, I can just do 50, and then we'll do some fusions and do the other 50. Wrong place. So let's go for it. First 10 bomb. No 5-stars. Second 10 bomb, no 5-stars. We are getting lucky here, guys. 4 deep, no 5-stars. Oh, what? All right, well, that makes up for it. So we get an Ithaqua, an Ormus, and a Penny. That is the copy we need here on my mini account to E5 Penny. I just need a 10-star fodder. I am happy with that. All right, let's go do the fusions. Or if we can do any. Let's make a Thale. And I'll make some 6-stars. Let's make a Glen, because I have a third copy to 9-star him eventually when I get the rest of the food. And Sock Penny as well. Let's make a 6-star Karim as well. Glenn. Let's get rid of 2, 3, and 4. Karim. Let's go 1, 2, 3, and 4. And we're going to need more space. Good, they're locked. We don't quite have enough for a 5-star here. I think we have enough there. Let's go and make 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's make a Roy. And that will give us a little bit of space. So we can go ahead and do 30 more, see if we can make some more fusion space. Another 10 bomb. Gurk, I'll take it. Nakia. This is much better luck than we were getting at the start. Well, no, can't do any fusions. What are we short on? 4 stars. Let's pull out 3. See if that helped at all. No. Oh, yep. Let's go ahead and build another Thale. And we'll drop another 10 bomb and then 1 more, and I believe we yeah, 1 more, and then after this and we'll be at 100. See if we can make anything. All right, let's do the last 10 bomb. Go, nothing there. Overall, I am extremely happy with those 100 scrolls. Yeah, that was great. I am going to save the elite 5-star shards until on this account, probably until Ithaqua is in the shards. On my main account, I might just wait either for Ithaqua or maybe just Delacian. We'll see. All right, that's it, guys. Appreciate you for tuning in. Let me know what you think about the new hero. Kakite!